Now, here comes the music.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and non-binary beings, I am testing out my new camera right now, and the best way to test it out, that I think, is by recording something on for the podcast. Which, if you're watching this on YouTube, anchor.fm/JTamer, and if you're listening to this on podcasts episode, like a podcast app, well, hey, hi, thank you for your support. Damn, I guess it's more of on the spot type of thing. I don't have anything planned. As of right now, it is, well, at least today, it is 11/29, so November 29th, right after Thanksgiving. So I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. Or if like grateful day. I don't know, whatever is being called now. Um, but next month is December, and I did say I wanted to, I guess, talk about my beginnings in photography. For the people who don't know, I am a Polaroid photographer. And I've been doing this. I mean, I got my camera 3 years ago. So I count that as like my official time that I started doing Polaroid photography. But I didn't really start shooting like with models and with people until like somewhere around March, March of 2018. So that's when I started doing like actual models. No disrespect to the people I shot before. The people I shot with before were friends and such. But I personally like to count it when I got my camera, because that's when I first took pictures, like, which I will tell the story. So around this time, I was if you heard my other episodes of the podcast, I was a bachelor, you could say. Definitely just around. I might have to censor that if it's on YouTube, but just doing shit. And I met a woman. She was older than me. I was 24, 23, 24, so 3 years ago. Yeah. 24 at the time. And she was 27. I want to say 27, 28. So I don't know how it happened. She was like Latina, so I'm Latino. And to be forward with y'all, I ain't attracted to my peoples like that. That's just like some things that I deal with. I mean, now I am, but But I fell for that woman like crazy. I genuinely, like, if I were to say right now, she still has a special place in my heart, because if it wasn't for her, I really wouldn't have changed my ways in the sense. Now, I'm not gonna, like, in the end of the day, we're all on our own journey, so it doesn't truly matter. I mean, if you're harming people, obviously it matters, but like, we all learn our lessons in every day, you know. And she made me learn the hardest lesson I have ever learned in my life. Now, while I had had my heart broken before when I was 19, that's what caused me to lose the 180 pounds originally. With her, with the girl we shall name Bella, sure, okay. Uh, with her, it was different because, man, I don't want to say the L word because I don't know if it's that, but I just really, really, she was really important to me. Now then, going to the story, in 2017, I met her, Bella, at the place where I used to work at a gym. And to be forward, originally it was just like I was trying to like like that was my thing. But we went out and I asked her if I could kiss her and she declined. But I still spent time with her afterwards. Uh, we would go work out together. We would watch movies. We went to Dave and Buster's once, not sponsored, by the way, but we went to Dave and Buster's once. She took her nephew, I think. I think that's who it was. And one day, she invited me back to her house, and we just kissed for the first time. And I, she wasn't like any other woman that I had been with prior. And I really wanted to just hold on to what that was. So, this was around June, July, like the summer of 2017. And one day, we split. It just, I forgot what it was. Something caused the split. I know the second time what it was, but the first time, there was a split. That sucked. And I'll be forward. Even though the split was for like a week, no, 2 weeks. I had sex with somebody else. I needed that validation. I needed that like comfort for myself. I was very selfish, obviously. And then we got together again one day, and she asked me, because we were very conscientious about sexual transmitted diseases and shit like that. She asked me if I had sex with anybody during the time that we split, and I was honest. I said yes. I didn't want to say yes, but I said yes. And then she just acted completely different with me. Eventually came to December of 2017. I was dealing with things with my mom. My mom was an alcoholic at the time. My sister had her boyfriend. I was very alone. Even though I had my best friend with me, you know, she was the only person I had at that time. But she decided to break it up. And I didn't say this before, but she asked me, "Do you know why that day that she broke it up?" She's like, "Do you know why I'm breaking it up with you?" And it's weird because I knew what it was. I told her it was because I had sex with somebody else during our split. And she said yes. And there's another thing. And she asked me not to, but I like to do surprises like this. I would surprise her with flowers and all these things. But I surprised her with a trip to go to Disneyland. I had bought the hotel. I had bought my ticket, at least, not her ticket. Um, just because, I don't know. And I said that. And she's like, yeah, like, you know, and she brought it up. She's like, I can't continue something that's going to lead to nowhere. When we got intimate once, she brought it up that when she looks into my eyes, sex was a validation. Sex is what I needed to validate myself. I never thought about it. And at that time, I didn't go to therapy. I mean, I went once, but that I never confronted my traumas that I had gone through when I was a kid. But I never understood why she said that until now that I'm older. And I appreciate her for her honesty. I appreciate her for doing what she needed to do for herself. Because if she didn't say that or do that, I wouldn't have gone on my journey to where I'm at right now. I wouldn't have had matured as much as I would have wanted to. And I know there's a fucking Pikachu plush right behind me, so I guess that didn't mature that much. I don't know. Yeah. So I had bought a Polaroid camera to go for us when we were to go to Disneyland. We were supposed to go to Disneyland together like 2 weeks after that breakup or separation. I don't know what the fuck it was. I call her a partner because that's kind of like what we were. She was my partner. I consider her a partner. I don't like to use like girlfriend or anything like that. I was destroyed. I, it hurt me. Even it's crazy. Even thinking about it, like now, 3 years older, 27. It's a pain that really dug deep into me because I knew she was somebody I didn't want to let go at all. I never I've been with other women like but she wasn't like other women. And because of that, it changed me as a person to want to be better. I was looking for other jobs when we were together because I worked at a shitty ass uh you know, what's it called, minimum wage gym. I just wanted to be better and she had her fucking masters, you know? But she broke it up with me. We ended up talking again, and she told me eventually that she has been with many guys who have the wealth or have the quote unquote knowledge, the paper degree, but they didn't have what I had, which is the actual care, the romance. To be forward with you, even like till now, I was just being genuine. That's not, I would surprise her with things, but that wasn't things that I would do with anybody else. And doing it for her made me happy because I would get those text messages, or when I would see her, she would just love the fact that I did that. That made me happy. But she broke it off December of 2017. To be more specific, 27th. Hold on. My apologies, the 29th. That was me that day. I cried. I cried so much. And I didn't stop crying. Now, I had two options. Because that trip to LA was still happening. I could either cancel it or hit up some random woman that would want to go with me. My friends say just take somebody else with you, you know. But I decided to do a third option. I went by myself. Me and my Polaroid camera. And it hurt. It hurt a lot. Going on my own to fucking Disneyland. And on Christmas time, which she fucking loved Christmas. I'll never forget being at the California Adventures Park and eating by myself spaghetti and a pizza, slice of pizza. Looking at the Mickey Mouse Ferris wheel at the time. That whole water area where the pier is. Heartbroken. Destroyed. Because I was at the happiest place on earth. And I was nowhere near happy because of what had happened weeks prior. But regardless, I still took the opportunity. And I shot pictures. I took pictures with my Polaroid. And I didn't even know what the fuck I was doing at the time. Just randomly shooting shit. Fast forward, eventually with my best friend who's a model, who actually, what am I talking about? David. David. Like, me and David ended up shooting some Polaroids. They came out amazing. And since then, I was just like, I want to do this forever. I want to do this. Like, I want to have fun with this. Not forever, I'd say that. Eventually, I didn't find out. I mean, like, I had been to anime conventions, but I never really went to them. Like, I went to SAC Anime in 2016, I think. 16. Oh, and then I went to Crunchyroll Expo 17. What am I talking about? So yeah, so like I had gone to anime conventions, but I didn't really think about it. I took my Polaroid one day, and I was just like, I'll go to freaking, I think it was Crunchyroll Expo 2018. Yeah, Crunchyroll Expo 2018. So I went and just shot Polaroids of cosplayers with consent, obviously. And since then, I was just like, I love doing this so much. This is freaking awesome. And I would just post them on my Instagram, and, you know, from there on, I met people who were just like, I love your stuff. Let's shoot. I met an amazing human being. And because of him, I shot some of my best shots that I still love till this day. And it just progressed into what my passion is right now. And I get it. Photography might not bring me money. Like, especially with the whole quarantine thing that's been going on, I understand that photography might not make me rich, successful, or give me millions of dollars. But brings me happiness because I'm able to see something through a lens. I'm able to see beauty through a lens that other people might find it difficult to see. That's photography for me. Seeing beauty through a lens. Excuse me, my English for some reason is just weird. But yeah, I thank Bella for what happened. I wasn't with her for a year. I wasn't with her for a decade. I was with her for a few months. But because of that, my whole being changed from player, bachelor, I don't take life seriously, to a man who is now about boundaries, about understanding, caring, wanting to be the best human being I could possibly be. I thank you for that. I guess the best way for me to put it is there's a silver lining in every single thing that we go through sometimes. I'm not going to generalize, but. And this is my silver lining. I'm filming, doing photography, enjoying myself as best as I can. And in the sense, I'm just trying to be a catalyst for others who have gone through what I've gone through. Heartbreak, pain, depression, sadness. This is just one story, one small story of the countless of things that I've gone through. But this is something that changed me as a human being. So I thank you for that. With that being said, there isn't a day that passes by that I wish I could just see her again and talk to her and thank her for what she did or for doing what she needed to do for herself. Even though I went through mad heartbreak. Like I said, I still feel things when I think about it because it's so much pain that I went through. But it's understandable. We're human. It's an emotion. And there's beauty in that. In the end of the day, and this is me, okay? I don't believe things happen for a reason. But I do believe we are where we are because of our actions. Meaning, if I chose to, I could have taken that depression that I went through, the sadness, the heartbreak, and had to become an alcoholic like my mom. That's the honest truth. And don't get me wrong, that heartbreak caused me to go a little bit crazy because I was hitting on every single human being of age that I found attractive, that I wanted to sleep with. And I had to go to therapy. I 100% had to go to therapy. And the reason why I'm just shaking my head is just like, I find it crazy that I had to go through all this shit because of something so trivial as a heartbreak. But even though it may seem trivial, it's really not. Because it did change me as a human being. And I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. Once again, I'm super grateful. I'm happy. There are days where I could be better, but I'm happy. Now, I just shoot. I hope to go back to Japan again. You know? I hope to just make amazingness. Knowing that every single person in my life has made an impact like that. Well, in my life that I've held close, I guess, yeah. There's a quote that I like a lot, and I've used it multiple times, but I think this is like a perfect time to use it for this. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Better days are coming. Better days are here. Our better days will be coming soon. Just keep going. keep going. Trust me. There's something beautiful about it. Thank you for watching, if you are watching on YouTube. Thank you for listening, if you are listening on a podcast. I don't know why I find it so difficult to say podcast sometimes. Podcast app. Thank you. Once again, I am JTamer. And I appreciate every single one of you. Remember, we've done shit, been through shit, and see, I keep forgetting the shit that I say in the end. Oh my god, I'm horrible. We've done shit, been through shit, and caused shit. There we go. Hey, we might have fucked up in the past, but that doesn't mean we can't start now and be someone's catalyst for a better life today. Take it easy, y'all.